back to Booze Reviews in Black and White. I'm Demeko. This is Bayne. We are going maple syrup on your asses today.
We're hungry for some breakfast.
Yes, bring on the pancakes, baby. All right. Hinterland, or Green Bay Brewing Company's Maple Bock. We decided to give that a shot, so let's see what this is. What's the alcohol in this one?
6.8% is the alcohol percentage, and again, we're looking for Hinterland, which is made out of Green Bay.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah. In which we were talking earlier, another video about the 49ers. We've been talking about football lately. There's a lot going on. And 49ers actually happen to be my favorite pancakes. If you haven't had
the original
them,
pancake house?
PH, yeah. If you haven't had them, go and try them at Original Pancake House. I mean, that place is everywhere. And pour some of this on your pancakes as well. All right.
Big maple syrup on the nose. Some malty, some barley. A little bit of that Belgian candy sugar almost.
Yeah, I think I got this one. A little bit of the maple syrup, but dying leaves. I mean, eroding leaves. You get like a little bit of that, yeah, like
fall to winter. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I like that. Nice.
Yeah. I've never smelled anything like this before in a beer. That's interesting.
I'm a huge maple syrup person. It's definitely coming through on the nose.
Okay, yeah, I can see it, but there's a lot more there. There's like a birch quality or something.
Yeah.
A lot of like different oak characteristics coming through. I guess not oak, but you know, birch, cedar,
those flavor profiles come through.
Right.
Yeah.
It's much more than the syrup itself. I mean, it's a little deceiving, really, because yeah, it's really not that big into the profile with the maple syrup. There's just so much other things going on there.
I like that it's not overwhelmingly maple. I think it stands up with just the essence of the maple, and you can still call it a beer. This is definitely a Bock style beer. It's not super heavy. It's along those lines, probably light to medium on the flavor palette. It's not crazy. More late spring even, starting to get out of the chill, starting to thaw out a little bit. I would love to sip on some of this. Right when the maple trees are being tapped, and you know.
Right.
Hey, did I just go there with the maple trees being tapped? Wow.
We won't go there, but
let my inner nerd come out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is tasty. A little bit of cocoa.
Right.
A little bit of tobacco. It's got some richness to it, but it's not like coating the palate. Like I said, it's lighter body, lighter style.
Now, it's interesting because we just did another video, and hopefully you guys watch it. We actually had a couple more of the Hinterland beers. Now with their stout, again, the same concept, where their stout was very light. It was
coffee stout, yeah.
The coffee stout, Luna coffee stout. And yeah, again, you're getting it with this. This is a box, so it's going to definitely be a lot lighter, but you would think with something like this, they would want to go heavy. Right. They would want to go creamy. They would want to just, you know, have a beer hang on. But this one, it just kind of, it floats away very nicely. Right. It's getting back to that concept to where Hinterland is creating, you know, I guess extreme beer or not, you know, they're creating a beer that's maybe extreme, but it's everyday extreme. So I think it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'll rate it first. I'll probably give it an 8.5. I like the concept.
I love this beer. I'm typically not the huge Bock drinker. I've only recently gotten into them pretty heavily. I think this is fantastic. Perfect springtime beer. Like I said, you're starting to thaw out from the winter. There's probably still snow on the ground. Things are kind of mucky. You know, the clouds and, you know, the sky's still kind of gray. A little bit of that winter depression going on, but this can kind of bring me out of it for real.
Yeah.
I think they did a fantastic job with this. Like I said, for a Bock, this is very tasty. I'll give this an 8.9.
8.9. Nice. All right. Well, crazy enough, we actually have another one that's brewed with pure maple syrup. This is Tommy Knocker out of Idaho Springs, Colorado. Now, I've had this one before. Have you? Nice. This is going to be a totally different animal.
9% alcohol.
9% alcohol. This is going to be a lot bolder.
I hope so.
That's all I'm going to say.
Cause is this a stout? Oh, this is a brown ale. Nut brown. Imperial nut brown.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Now this one is supposedly made with pure maple syrup. This one is made with maple syrup. So we were kind of discussing beforehand, what does it constitute making it pure? So
who knows?
Yeah, well, whatever. Can argue about it all night. It's not going to matter.
Okay. Nuttiness. A hint of maple, just, I mean, a smattering of maple on the nose. But what dominates is almost pecan. Like, just a mixed bag of nuts. Like, you know, nuts are huge around the winter time. You bust out the nut cracker and the big bowl of whatever kind of nuts and whatever else they're called.
Pistachios.
Yeah, legumes or beans, aren't they? I don't know. Legumes?
I don't
beans, right?
I have no idea what a legume is. But
I tried to sound smart for a second. My bad if I failed miserably. But, you know, like, you go to someone's house and there's, like, walnuts and Brazilian nuts and all this kind of stuff on the table. Hazelnuts or whatever. That's what this kind of smells like.
What do they call Brazilian nuts in Brazil?
Nuts. Wait, what's Brazilian for nuts? I don't know. Don't they speak Portuguese or something down there? I don't know. Somebody tell me.
I was hoping to catch them.
Some Brazilian down there, tell me what language they speak. And how do you say Brazilian nuts from Brazil? We're going to get hate mail on this one. You effing idiots. Alright, back to the beer.
Okay. The palate, it's screaming. It's thick. It's actually doesn't have that long of a finish. Well, not as long as I thought it was going to have. But you're looking at, again, you're looking at nut brown, so you're not looking at this extremely heavy mouth coating, but you're looking at something that's giving you full flavor. Encapsulates it. 9% alcohol. I'm not tasting anything here. But I'm getting bold maple characteristics. I'm getting a whole lot of nuttiness. Slightly bit sweet too, but not too much. And that's a key thing. And I really don't like it when it gets too sweet, but this one doesn't really get there. So, what do you think?
I think the nuttiness, the nut brown, is star of the show. There is a hint of that maple to kind of put it over the top for you. Seriously, it's almost like Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios. with a little dash of that maple syrup flavor. This works all day long. But it's not wimpy. Like, I'm definitely getting some serious flavor off of this one. A little bit of cocoa, a little bit of watered down coffee, if you will. Not much maltiness, but the nuttiness. I mean, from the nut browns. If you're a nut brown drinker, you'll definitely want to find this Tommy Knocker's Imperial Nut Brown and check it out. But like Bayne said earlier, at 9% alcohol, you're not getting a lot of that heat. You're not tasting the alcohol. I think it's well made. I'm usually a big fan of Tommy Knocker. There's been a couple of beers that I didn't like, so, in the last couple of years, but they do some fun samplers. They're not afraid to go out on the edge and get crazy with it, which I love. Trying new things always.
Yeah, this is this is wonderful. This kind of screams to me. I'm not sure if you guys have had this before, but Leinenkugel's has a fireside whatever.
Fireside nut brown.
Right. This is that on steroids.
Oh gosh, yeah, for sure.
With a little bit of maple syrup poured on it.
I agree. With that said, I think the Leinie's Fireside Nut Brown is too nutty, like artificial nutty. Like there's a little hinkiness going on in there. It's way too nutty for me. It doesn't taste right. There's too much of it. You're not getting much beer, but this, you can drink this at a bar, hold your head up high, chest out, watching the game, feeling proud, feeling masculine.
Is that how you watch the game, like this?
A beer. Yes, I do, actually. No, I'm usually screaming at the freaking TV.
That's what I thought.
Especially if my Niners on, then gotta get it on. Or the Vikings, for sure. Yeah, no, back to the beer. I think this is great. I am impressed because nut browns to me are really hard to get done right. And then to go and add maple syrup to it.
Oh yeah.
I had really low expectations for this.
So what do you rate it?
92 points.
9.2.
9.2. Why am I thinking wine and whiskey?
Alright.
9.2.
I'm going to match you. You know what? I'll bump it up. 9.3. It does the job. It's I think it's actually a fairly moderately priced beer. I'm sure you could probably pick up a 4-pack or a 6-pack for $10.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less depending. But yeah, for 9% alcohol beer, that's a fair price.
Definitely worth your money, honestly. Because these come in 6-packs, right?
I could have sworn it was a 6-pack.
Yeah, I think so.
I could be wrong too. But, fairly priced Tommy Knocker. Definitely seek that out. The Hinterland, definitely a nice beer as well. But question of the day, I actually have been thinking about one. I was reading an article lately about extreme beers. And I know this is kind of one of those episodes where, these aren't normal beers. I mean, it's not your Miller Lite, for sure. But I really want to know what you guys think. You guys that are watching, what do you think is an extreme beer? Because I've read about what all these beer makers are talking about. They're like, oh, an extreme beer has to be over this amount of alcohol, or have this many hops, or this many ingredients, or something like that. I don't think that's necessarily the case, because there's a lot of beers that I would say that would be extreme that aren't that. They don't have that much alcohol.
What's an example?
Well, I got to tell you, an extreme beer to me would be something like this, or something as low of alcohol as like Magic Hat Number 9. Who puts grapefruit in beer? I mean, it's just
Lots of beer.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot, but I mean, it's one of those things like, what do you personally think is an extreme beer? Let us know. Post your comments here on YouTube or on Facebook or Twitter or whatever you want to do. Yeah.
I would like to answer that.
Oh, yeah.
I've got two of them that I call extreme beers. I mean, there are many of them out there. But a couple that kind of stick out in my mind right away, like you mentioned, Magic Hat number 9 from Magic Hat Brewing Company out of Vermont, like Burlington, Vermont or something like that. They do their summer beer, and it's called Wacko, and it's brewed with beets. And it is this uncanny but gorgeous red color. And if you pour it in a glass, it's crazy. I can't wait till the summer to get another bottle. We'll do an episode of it. It's not quite this red, but it's red. And it's unbelievably crisp, clean beer. Little sweetness to it. I absolutely love it. Another extreme beer is Kelpie. We've done an episode on that. A chocolate ale brewed with seaweed.
Now the Kelpie's under 10% alcohol. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Now the beet one.
They're both under 10.
Way under 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, some people extreme beers can be alcohol, but then extreme beer can also be different ingredients.
Sure.
That just stuck out in my mind. I just thought it was ridiculously crazy.
And I'm sure if we sit here for an hour, we can come up with a dozen more at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But we won't, because you guys got things to do, like clicking on the subscribe button. Yeah, we'll take a break. Let you do that quick.
All right.
Thanks for subscribing. We will see you later. Peace.